Hey guys, welcome back to Nature's Cadence Farm. We're here on location at Granny's house in the woodworking shop, but it's hot out and I have air conditioning in here, so I figured why not do it in here. But today we are going to be working on a Stihl MS290, and this poor thing here had had a good life, but it got abused there at the end. So what I've got here is the power head, and here, yeah, there's the MS290 thing. Anyways, but if you can see inside of here, let's see if I can get you guys in there. Kind of hard. Oh, there you go. See those shiny scores? So what happened was, let's see if I can. Yeah. So there's the top of the piston, and then all these score marks along the side there. It got ran without oil in the gas, and it locked up actually, and I managed to get it unlocked enough to see you know, exactly what happened, and it was my suspicion that the cylinder got scored and the piston got scored, and it's pretty much toast. So what I did some research, and these MS290s, the frame takes the same engine as the MS390. So I decided to do a little upgrade and get a whole new engine off of eBay. Now I know this is the Chinese knockoff, it's not a Stihl original, but it has the decompression valve in the top. You know, there's for the spark plug, and intake goes here and exhaust here. So this came with new seals, new bearings, and new rings, new piston, you know, crank and connecting rod, and all the good stuff that goes on the inside of these things. So but anyway, so I'm going to swap out the engine here for this engine. That's the goal. So what I've done to start is I took off all the, I don't know what I would call them, the easy to take off, the normal things people take off. The recoil starter assembly, it's just 4 screws that are in each corner. There you can see them. The muffler I took off to kind of inspect to see where the situation, you know, what the situation was inside of there. And the clutch cover, the bar, you know, obviously took the bar off, and the clutch itself, I took the outside of it off. It's just one E-clip, and you can see there's other videos on how to do that, but you know, it's kind of just this basic stuff. And then I pulled the air filter off, and this little filter cover here. There was another little plastic screen that went here for blocking air, and I did pull the spark plug out too. So pretty basic stuff, so hopefully not too bad. So what I was going to show you now was how to take off the rest of this stuff, but I did want to tell you there's going to be this is going to be a multi-part series of disassembly and reassembly. So I don't know how many videos it's going to take to keep it kind of concise and have all the information that I need to give you in it. So let's get started. I'm gonna kind of talk my way through it, and there'll be some editing in there, but nothing spectacular. Let's just get in there. Got the clutch here on the crankshaft. I need a 3/4 or 19 millimeter, and I like to use a impact. This is my Milwaukee cordless impact. I really like it. M18. Yeah. So we need to go clockwise with this because this tightens itself as it runs. So we need to do righty-tighty, but it's not tighty, it's loosey this time. So here we go. There we go. That popped right off of there. So you can spin that off, and there's a little washer that goes behind it, and you can see it says top, and it has this bevel that faces you. So the part numbers and all go on the inside. Put that over with the clutch there. So here's your worm gear for the oil pump, which I don't know if the oil pump was working or not, but we'll hold on to this. So over here on this side we have the flywheel and where the recoil starter goes in there. So let's get that pulled off of there. Got a 13mm socket on here, and this one is lefty loosey. I'm going to hold on to that over here. I've seen a lot of people struggle with getting these flywheels off. It's really not that difficult. As soon as you take the nut off, you can actually kind of put the nut back on there slightly, but still loose. And then all you do is you just hold the saw upside down like this, and then just tap on this side. Just literally just tap. There it goes. Did you hear how the tone changed? That means it fell right off. You can see it. Now it's nice and loose. That's literally all it is. I saw a video one guy of a guy just spending, I don't know, half the day making some kind of rig up. It's not that difficult. Don't make it hard. Take the handle off. We need to remove some screws and these little caps here. So these are T27 torque bits, Torex, Torx, Star Drive, however you want to say them. But let me get that all set up. Going to take the carburetor off now and this plastic handle housing assembly. This is an 8mm socket. It's a little hose clamp inside of here that holds this rubber boot in place on the intake side of the engine. I just loosened that up so I could pull the little rubber intake boot off. So what I ended up doing was taking these two wires, unplugging them from inside of here, and routing them out with this grommet right here out of the case, and then unplug the fuel line from the carburetor. This is the fuel supply line, and the impulse line stayed kind of plugged in here, and I just unplugged it from the nipple that's inside of the crankcase here. Going to take this little plastic shroud off of here. Just has a couple of screws holding it down. And these are still those T27. Going to try to get this stud out of the motor. That's really one of the last things, is getting this stud out, and then these four screws down in the bottom. So let's see if we can get this. I've got it double nutted right here, and I've seen some people doing some crazy stuff to try to get them out of there, So I'm just gonna double that nut up. I'm gonna hold this back nut still and tighten this front nut onto it, and then use the back nut to pull everything out with. And that seems to be working very well. I forgot I actually had this speed wrench in here. This will make things a little easier. Oh yes, that's perfect. I had no trouble at all. From what I've read, there's some special Loctite or something that Stihl puts on there why it's so hard to get this stud out. But that came out no problem at all. Not sure why some people have so much trouble with it, but so I'm just going to leave all that together because I'm going to use it to put it back together. Now we can take the bottom screws out. And our engine is slightly loose. Looks like the only reason it's kind of tight in there is because there's so much gunk built up around it. So we're going to try to wiggle it out of there. Alright, before we can take the engine out, we need to take these two screws out that go to the oil pump. And we need to remove this ground strap screw that goes to the engine block for the kill switch. Okay, so as you can see, it does come out in one whole piece. I didn't have to split this apart like I've seen some people do. Not that that's wrong, it's just I don't see the need when it can come out. And I can glue it all up out here, put it all together, you know, and let it set. And then I can put the whole new engine in the case. So there, that's down to parade rest. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm gonna get all the gunk out of it that I can, and then we'll get the new motor in there.